Hi, this is Louise. Welcome to my video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Today we're going to learn to make copper and silver mother of pearl pendant. You are going to need two 40 centimeter 0.4 millimeter 26 gauge wire. And for the weaving wire you need 0.2 millimeter wire, which is 32 gauge. Fold it in half. The end, if you notice, I don't squeeze it, I just leave it like a little loop. Put it in your clamp if you've got a clamp, making sure those two loops are level, and only put a tiny bit in the clamp, not too big. I'll show you at the end why. Straighten your wires. I use my nylon tip pliers. They really are helpful, but you can also get a bit of leather and stick it onto your flat pliers if you need to, or use a cloth. Use your 0.2 millimeter wire, which is a 32 gauge. This is your weaving wire. Wrap it around the first wire 2 or 3 times. If you notice, I put the loop on the top. That is so that it gets caught in. Because it's such fine wire, it can come off quite easily. So I sort of loop it up so then you can cut it shorter and it won't catch as well, and it won't unwind. Right, wrap around the two wires around twice. From the back, come up between the two wires, making sure that they're not twisted. Then wrap around the next two wires and wrap around twice. Come through the middle and wrap around twice again. Careful not to catch the tail end of the wire. Make sure your wires are flat and straight. You'll find, because we are using thinner wire, that you're having to straighten a lot more often. Come through the first wire, as you can see through the split, then go around the next two wires twice, come through the two wires that you've just wrapped through in the middle, and wrap the next two wires. Now you're going to continue doing this until you've got your desired length. This one I'm going for 4 centimeters. Now take it out of the clamp and cut the tail, and just checking that you're getting nice and neat. Cut as close as you can on the back, because when you fold it, that is going to be hiding that little sharp bit if there is any. Now if you notice, I put it in the clamp, I drop it down a little bit, and I will keep doing that as I get a little bit longer. I will keep dropping it just to make sure that I haven't got too much sticking out, because the wire is a lot softer. It doesn't hold its position better, and then I don't bend where I don't want it to bend. Carry on until you get your desired length. Now measuring it here, but it's only 3, so every so often keep measuring it. And again, if you notice, I drop it down the clamp, so I've just got a little bit of a short end to work with. Just keeps the wires a lot easier. Now done a little bit more, and I'm checking, and I've got the 4 centimeters. Well, 4.5, but we'll go 4.
Make sure that it is straight and you've pressed it nicely. Remember, this wire is a little bit softer. Okay, so get your 2 wires. Remember to bend it nicely. Just bend it like that. Get your bottom 2 wires. There's your curve. There's your bottom 2 wires. Your bottom 2 wires put through there. Alright. So as you can see, if I fold that like that, those are my bottom 2 wires. And what you're going to do is you hold that nice and firmly there, twist that around, and you see there the top 2 wires, you will thread through that hole like so. Okay. Top 2 wires have gone through the loops, and you just bring them down nicely. Okay, so there is your twist. This one I've done 4 centimeters, but if you want a wider, higher one, then you just do that a bit longer. So get that wire out the way, come round, stretch it out like that, get your wire stretcher, pull it. So they're nice and straight, making sure that's pulling up nicely. Now you need to split your wires again, make sure that they're nicely flat. So I'm just splitting them a little bit so I can see that when you're doing it, that you have turned it around. Your weaving wire, pause and go to, remember this side is the side that's showing, 2, and you're doing exactly the same is going to be showing as what you were doing before. There, again, 1, 2, so you've got the bead, the back side of the bead, and you're going this way. wrong side showing. You wouldn't notice it unless you got very good eyesight, but just always remember that. Right, what I'm doing here is I'm still going through. So what do we got? I'm just going to check to see if I go to there. You see, I'm looking to see if I need to do any more. So, I think that's fine to there. So if I slip 2 on the top, there, those 2 there, through the hole, like that. Pull it as tight as you can, because then you can see how it looks. If you think no, it needs to stand up a little bit more, then what you'll do is take it out and continue. So what I'm going to do here is, see those 2 wires there? Doing a weave. See there, so it's coming up and meeting it. But if I just keep putting a little bit of silver, neatens the edges. So there. So now we're back to our form. As you can see there. Now we're going to do the next wire, and that wire is going to come across there, like that. We'll hook over there. First, remember to do it so the back of the bead is facing you. That way then you know you've got the right side. As you can see, once, twice. Make sure that your wires are straight, that they're not crossing each other as you're doing this. And then pull it nice and firmly. Pull that down, you can see. Making sure that you are not splitting it. what I've done is just twisted it around. I've still got about another centimetre to do. So let me get them done. Okay, so now I've got that just going over there, which is what I want. Now these are electric wire cutters, and from a friend that recommended it, all the way from Australia, from Aussie. He said try these electrical ones, electrical cutters. And I tell you what, he was right, they're nice and sharp. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to slip that down there, give it a good pull. Could do just to make it strong, because you don't want it coming off. So what I'm going to do is thread it through there, try not to get a twist like I've just done. Got a twist, pull the wires back again and untwist them, because the more you try and pull, the more it just gets permanent. You still keep hoping at the end. So pull it nice and firmly. Right. Now you see why I said go with it, so it just covers it. Go back underneath, and this is when you will cut it. It's easier to cut it once you've pulled it, then cut it before and then try and thread it through, because then you can't really pull on it. So I'll grab 2 wires there, come on wires, do as I ask, and I'll do it one by one. So that one's come through nicely. Get your cutters, cut really tight into there. Okay. Get your next wire. Do the same. Go down. Okay. Okay, give it a good pull and then cut it quite close so that you can't feel it, if that makes sense. Shall we see if we can do these 2 wires together? That's 1 wire. Now, easiest is 1 wire at a time, because then you know you got it in the right spot. and with these they're quite nice because they're really sharp and can really get into the edges. So thanks, Mitch. So right, that one's finished. Now, like I suggested when you were going through, see that one's longer there. The reason that one is longer is that instead of I did it as 4 centimeters, I would have done that at about, I'll tell you now, it's 2, 4, 5, 6 centimeters. And the same with that, I did that about 5-6 centimeters, and that one just as you saw. So if you do it longer, it becomes wider. Okay, so you can get the two slight different effects. That one I went in the other side, but again, slight different effects. Now when I said make sure that is small, the reason is, like, see there, if it's not, you get this big long piece which you don't really want. You want it to be as invisible as possible. So I could have even gone smaller, but was decided that's fine. So that first loop, when you're putting it in and start doing it, the smaller the better, but you can't go too small because then you can't get the 2 wires through. So that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe and press the like button. And if you have any questions or you would like to learn any technique, just leave a message at the bottom. Thanks, have a great week and stay safe.